about this woman who was talking about not having sex. I mean, having sex on the first date and doing that for the purpose of not being disappointed with what she ends up having her sexual experience with the guy. On that principle alone, there's some merit to that. It's almost like having a conversation before you get married. Like there's a show Married at First Sight, right? But you don't have to have a conversation before you get married, but then you see all the things that you find out later that you really didn't sign up for.
Yeah.
So in this sexual arena, having that there's some merit to the conversation of having sex on the first date to find out how this person relates with you sexually. Some women are okay with that. From a Christian standpoint, of course we know that that's not what we should be doing, and it's not biblical. However, Christians be having sex anyway.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah. Don't lie.
biblical.
Don't lie.
So-
Tell the truth.
So in the realm that you were in,
Yeah.
and I was in too. I don't know about you, Chloe, and David. You said you were in. You're the only one out here that hasn't, delved in the debaucherous activities, the arts of debauchery.
The woman known as Chloe is not going to answer any of those
I got
questions
a halo on the top of my head.
because
Yes,
she is
you
a
do.
good, clean, upstanding
Yes.
Christian woman.
Yes.
All right, we're going to leave it at that.
But those who are Christians, and let me get your thoughts on this. Those who are Christians, if they are having sex, are you better off by saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna have sex on the first day, but I'll have sex, a month from now after we're in a committed relationship"? Does it matter to God? Is God like, "Okay, you waited 30 days. Good on you. Good on you"?
I think a lot of us think that there's a day-to-day grading system that God has for us, and we're hoping that we can pile up enough gold stars to omit this 0 I got on Friday. But
Well, to answer your question, I feel as though everyone knows that God is a gracious God and that his mercies are new every morning. But I think that we need to also think about how it affects, think about it from a Christian perspective, but also how it affects you. Do you want all those soul ties? You just want to go on 500 million dates and then just have all those soul ties connected to people and figure out, I can't disconnect from this person, or I'm still stuck on this person. I can't move forward. I do want to get married, but I have all these 50,000. Not saying, that's a lot of soul ties, but I'm just saying you have all
that's
these.
some Magic Johnson numbers right there.
Oh my gosh. You have all these soul ties. So think about it from the perspective of, is God giving grace, but also am I trying to ruin my dating experience or my potential marriage or have extra problems because I have all these soul ties out here? So that's kind of what I was thinking about.
That's a great point, Chloe, because ultimately, having sexual intercourse is covenant.
yes,
And especially for those of us who are believers, right? It is covenant. So when you connect, you are connecting in covenant. When
Yes.
you think about outside of that, Christians, the disclaimer is a lot of Christians in church do have sex, outside, because they're human at the end of the day.
Right.
But that's the larger issue. How does God look at that? And the union between a man and a woman is straight up covenant. And
Yes.
God does not, where I look at, he's gracious, Chloe, but the bottom line, I do believe that that's a hard decision that we have to
Right.
grapple with. Where do you stand in terms of keeping your covenant with God, much less trying to connect with a woman?